Maido! Hi there, Japan fans. On today's show, we're going to talk about don't lecture. Rezen o master shimashou. This is the 8th year of the Presentation Japan Series podcast. We're beaming around the world to you from sunny Minato-ku in Tokyo. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaeigyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anatomo Prezen no Tachijin. Plus, Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muru ni Suru wa Yamimashou, and all are available on Amazon. Through this podcast, I want to help you become a better speaker to be 1, clear, 2, confident, 3, persuasive, 4, highly influential with those around you. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Tachijin no Oshier show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 370, and today we are talking about where to draw the line between lecturing to and engaging with my audience when presenting in Japan. The education system of Japan, from the earliest stages right through varsity to most corporate training, is based on the lecture model. The instructor provides information and the participants write it all down. It is a very one-directional, passive approach. When we are presenting, what do we do when we are using the inform model? Where are we supposed to draw the line between just passing on valuable information to the audience and trying to engage the audience? Are these two aims mutually exclusive? Isn't the reason we're invited to speak is because we have valuable things to impart to the audience? Isn't the reason the audience has turned up is to gain insights, perspectives, information they don't already possess? I'm sure we all agree that the speaker has to provide value to the listeners. Otherwise, what is the point of them paying the dough and investing their time to attend? The question becomes how to provide the required value. Can the speaker have excellent experience, clear insights, rich data, and be engaging at the same time? The answer is yes. And let me use a local example to make the point. Jesper Koll is a well-known economist here in Tokyo, and he does a lot of public speaking. I'm a fan and have attended maybe 20 of his presentations over the years. To my mind, they always hit the right combination of excellent experience, clear insights, and rich data, and are kept engaging. What is Jesper doing which is working so well? He is always high energy, humorous, provides high quality statistics and data, and most importantly, he has an intent to engage everyone in the crowd. Speaker intention is a key asset to being successful. He doesn't see his role as just dump a lot of data on his audience and imagine his work is done. He's going for much more than that. He wants to get a strong reaction from his audience, and he is always successful in that aim. Storytelling is an asset for Jesper. Rather than just giving everyone a download of facts, he wraps them up in stories. This makes the information much easier to absorb, digest, and recall. Think about what stories you have to thread your data through. The story sticks, and therefore, so does the data. Here is a simple example. Say the data showed the number of young people in Japan aged 15 to 35 has halved in the last 20 years and is going to halve again in the next 35 years. You could just state the facts. Or we could wrap it up in a story like this. It was a snowy day in Tokyo and I was visiting my client in Otemachi. It was really miserable outside, so I was glad to get out of the cold into the warmth of his office on the 23rd floor. We were sitting in their expensive, well-appointed leather and walnut boardroom, and his HR team were there, and we were discussing the problems of recruiting and retaining staff. I didn't know these numbers, but on the huge monitor on the wall, his head of HR, Miss Inoue, put up the demographic projections for Japan. In the last 20 years, we have halved the number of people aged 15 to 34. What was highlighted to me was that the projection showed we would lose another half again over the next 35 years. I was silently wondering where we would find the staff we need to expand the business in the future. By using storytelling, we've taken the audience to a place in their mind's eye where they can see a snowy Otemachi, a gorgeous boardroom, and a huge monitor showing the statistics. Threading the numbers into the story makes it more likely we will retain the data well after the talk. And as speakers, that is what we want, isn't it? To be remembered as someone providing value. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do them in Japanese, we do them in English, we do them in our super safe classroom, and we do them live online. Our show today is being brought to you by, on the 3rd of February, our Dale Carnegie course, a 12-week version. On the 15th of February, we're doing our leadership training for managers. That's a 3-day version. On the 19th and 20th of February, we're doing high-impact presentations. Go to our website, dale-carnegie.co.jp. That's Dale, D-A-L-E Carnegie, CARNEGIE.co.jp. Lots and lots of value there for you. To do better in Japan, email me at greg.story, that's greg.story, S-T-O-R-Y, at dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs right up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Get my best-selling books on business in Japan. The Bible on Selling, Japan Sales Mastery, that's Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, which is Anatomo Present no Tachijin in translation, plus Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Mudni Suru wa Yamimashou. And all are available on Amazon. Welcome back. Jesper also uses rhetorical questions very well. He will come and stand right in front of someone in the audience, towering over them, and lay down the question. The victim is usually paralyzed by fear at this point because A, they think they have to provide an answer in public, and B, they don't know the answer. Just in the nick of time, Jesper wades in to the rescue with the answer. At this point, the victim realizes that this was a rhetorical question after all, and not something they were obliged to answer. Floods of relief abound at this point. The upshot is that he keeps his audience on their toes and engaged with the proceedings. Trust me, you don't want to be daydreaming when he is speaking. So he keeps everyone paying close attention to what he says. He's using his eye contact constantly with individuals in the crowd. This personalizes the talk rather than leaving it at the spray the eye contact everywhere at the same time alternative. That method engages precisely no one. Watch Japanese politicians. You will see they are masters of fakery, looking like they are making eye contact with the crowd, swiveling their heads to and fro, without managing to make any engagement with anyone. Why is the lecture style of speech here so popular? As I mentioned, this is the model most people have been exposed to since birth, so this has become the default standard. Anything else looks like heresy in a culture where conforming is the best path to safety. You get along in Japan by going along, and so no rocking the boat. Does anyone audit the results of these lectures masquerading as speeches? No. So the crime against humanity continues from one generation to the next. The reason this style of speech has reached its end-use date is because of technology. The mobile phone instantly connects everyone to the lure of the internet. With advances in AI, you can access data so quickly. We don't need to be told stuff anymore. Just data by itself isn't enough. We need insights, fresh perspectives, guides on how to apply the data, and access to the experiences of others. We want to learn what we should do in a similar situation. In the past, the moment the speaker looked boring, that is to say, started lecturing, the Japanese audience's traditional remedy was to fall asleep. I've seen plenty of that in my 39 years here. However, today, the listeners are now wide awake and on their phone accessing the internet. The competition for mind space is relentless and getting harder as concentration spans shrink and distractions abound. The speaker has to thread the needle between imparting valuable data and information and keeping the audience engaged and with them so that the listeners can receive the key messages the speaker is trying to convey. As mentioned, we need to be energized and highly proactive to secure their engagement. Fresh data, insights, rhetorical questions, eye contact, voice modulation, and storytelling are excellent tools for achieving that outcome. At the start, I asked the questions. When we are presenting, what do we do when we are using the inform model? Where are we supposed to draw the line between just passing on valuable information to the audience and trying to engage the audience? Are these two aims mutually exclusive? The clear answer is they are not in opposition to each other. Take Jesper's example to heart, and there will be no reason why we can't all have both. Did you get value from today's show? If you did, then share the love around with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Until the next episode, go out there and apply the learnings from today and become a presentations legend amongst your circle. Thank you for joining me, and please tune in next week. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.